We're very excited to present to you our presentation and vision around the Social Contact Center, a new way to work. One of the reasons we're very excited to talk about this is, the concept of social or social business is very much one of the emerging trends within the contact center. Social business, or sometimes just referred to as social, is really about people-centric technology, changing demographics within a lot of the business units in many of our organizations, the concept of effective collaboration, and really is a new way to work. So for anyone who's logged in and may want a recording of this presentation, we'll make sure to make that available to all attendees once we wrap up. So like I said, good morning. My name is Luke Johnson. I am a strategic consultant with Automated Voice and Data Solutions, and my area of focus lies on optimization within the contact center, surrounding technology from interactive intelligence and deployments of social business technology using the industry-leading social software from IBM. So today we're going to go ahead and kind of take a look at why social is so important, a little bit about what it is, and then we'll see a live demonstration of a custom application that AVDS has built called Interaction Expert. So today we're really going to take a deep look at how social business can drive some exciting changes in the traditional contact center. You can see some of the statistics on the screen as kind of teasers or foreshadowing as to why social is so important, especially in a high volume, high information need organization unit such as the contact center. Obviously, the ability to repurpose answers once they've been determined is critical. And the fact that there is that demographic shift that I mentioned, where the median age in the traditional contact center in the United States is less than 24 years old. And what that means is the concept of leveraging social technologies within the contact center is very native to a high population of their workforce. They were born on the web, as they say. So social software really combines file and content management tools with meeting spaces and collaboration spaces for teams, activity management, and wraps it around a really people-centric methodology with concepts from social media such as likes, or keeping track of the number of views or downloads as a kind of a metric of how popular something is. The ability to have favorites and tagging things with your own tags is really what makes it people-centric and what makes it relevant to that group. One of the things that I think is very telling about this in the context of organizations facing challenges that social business can address, goes back to IBM's 2014 CIO study that shows 60% of CIOs surveyed, and there was more than, I think, 3,500 CIOs that took part in that, are in the process of deploying social business technology or in the final stages of their exploration and kind of approaching a purchase of social technology, and specifically as a way to get closer to customers. And if anyone's familiar with the contact center, it's all about getting closer to your customers, delivering a superior customer experience, and really driving to achieve customer loyalty within your organization and for your brand. A little background on AVDS and a little context as to how we arrived at this social and collaborative contact center vision. AVDS is the deliberately different communications provider. Back as far as 1998, AVDS was one of the initial value-added resellers for the Interactive Intelligence Contact Center solution. AVDS has served as Vice President of the VAR Council, and has won many awards within the interactive intelligence community. Interactive intelligence in and of itself is an all-in-one contact center platform that some of our attendees and current customers are using today. Combines all of the functionality needed within the contact center, whether it be call or multimedia routing, call recording, workforce management and staffing, or outbound dialing. It really is a holistic solution. And since the product was introduced in the late 90s, they've really ascended to be one of the IT solutions in that space. Interactive intelligence has been positioned in the leaders quadrant of the Gartner Magic Quadrant report since 2011. So we're going on the report for 2015 being issued in the next year or so, and we fully anticipate to make improvements in that space as well. As well as the last 3 years, Interactive Intelligence has been named Frost & Sullivan's Contact Center Solution Company of the Year. And what AVDS noticed with his deep experience focusing on what used to be called the call center, today is often referred to as the contact center, and what we feel is developing into the call, contact, and collaboration center. AVDS determined that a partnership was needed with an additional solution to fill some of the gaps that existed in the call center. So AVDS looked to IBM, who is the clear leader in social technology, to bring on as a second partner with AVDS in addition to Interactive for 2 of their collaboration solutions products, IBM Connections and IBM Same Time. AVDS really saw that there was going to be a vacuum that these 2 solutions, in addition to Interactive Intelligence, could fill and fill very well. Those vacuums I'm talking about stem from just a few very common traits about the contact center in today's organizations. Contact centers are often the first line of contact for customers or internal folks in the context of a help desk, positioned at the center of the organization and really should be treated as a hub. But over time, contact centers have become relatively isolated business units that have their own technologies, their own leadership structure, their own file management system, and have been positioned as an island, making it very difficult for them to reach some of the other organizational units, whether it be HR, sales and marketing, finance, etc. They were not able to collectively leverage the knowledge of their entire organization. So they were kind of left to stand on their own, when really they should be repurposing and leveraging expertise throughout the entire organization. So as AVDS began creating our vision for the Contact and Collaboration Center, we knew it began at the top of this wheel with the Interactive Intelligence solution delivering multi-channel customer interaction routing for the call center. Phone calls, emails, web chat, SMS. Interactive Intelligence is brilliant at accomplishing that, as well as providing tools for that contact center response. Agent tools, CSR tools, manager tools, etc., where we found the product could be really supported with an additional technology was around finding expertise within your organization. Call centers, you can usually tell how complicated a contact center job is simply by the number of yellow Post-it notes that are stuck around their computer monitors. We thought there was a new way to work and a way to do that better. So we wanted to create a technology that structurally allows contact center agents to find subject matter experts within their organization, making them successful when they're an expert in a tool or process versus being a subject matter expert across the board for every single area. Additionally, the technology needed to have a way for these subject matter experts to interact effectively with the contact center agents, being the unified communication and collaboration tools. So those second pieces in the lower right really reflect our vision of the IBM technology playing in, and the rest of the wheel is probably mostly interactive intelligence reporting technologies and the database structure that allows us to really arrive at that holy grail destination of trusted and actionable business intelligence with with hopes that it will bolster more interactions from our customers. So the culmination of this vision resulted in a custom application that AVDS has built in which we've titled Interaction Expert. So if you're familiar with interactive intelligence, they have many applications. They have Interaction Recorder, they have Interaction Dialer, Interaction Optimizer, etc. We introduced to you today, and we'll kind of jump into the live portion of the webinar, Interaction Expert and our value proposition around this, and what we're seeing from the customers we're working with is it is transforming the way the traditional contact center operates through collaboration and through leveraging of all tribal knowledge within an organization. So I'm going to back away briefly and bring up the end user application that both contact center agents and business users would use in the world of interactive intelligence. This is called the Interaction Client. And within the Interaction Client, we can see a few different things. Obviously, at the bottom, here's the company directory, and we can obviously have vision into the telephony presence and availability of our teams. We have our call controls for answering, transferring, recording, and disconnecting calls that are either just for general business or queued up through the ACD call distributor in interactive intelligence. What we'll take a look at specifically on the Interaction Expert components is you see on the top right we have a tab that's called IBM Subject Matter Expert Search. Now this plugs into integrations with IBM Connections, IBM Same Time, as well as the interactive intelligence telephony tools to really bring all of these components together, and we'll see a use case live in just a second. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look, assuming the role of a contact center agent, and take a look into one of our call center queues. You can see the workgroup queue interactive expert demo has a call from Chris customer. He's been on hold for quite a while. I can go ahead and make myself available in this workgroup and pick up the call. Put that on hold, and now you can see this particular contact center agent is speaking with Chris customer, answering their questions, helping them out in their customer service capacity. This particular caller has questions that I, as the agent, simply cannot answer. I need to go out to my collective organization and see if I can find that expertise needed to accomplish first call resolution and drive towards superior customer experiences. I'm going to move over to my IBM Subject Matter Expertise search window, and I may add in, I'll use our developer that actually developed this application, so I may add developer into the tag field. And what this is going to do is look across all of the profiles within our organization and return me to the individuals who have developer in their either in their title or their profile tags. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say I'll add the programming language that I know this particular user is very familiar with, and you can see just by entering 2 tags, this could be technical and support, this could be sales and a particular product. Whatever tags you're looking for will return some search results using the IBM Connections profiles. And we'll take a look at that in just a second. So you can see it returned Rick Black to me, and I have 3 options available. We're going to go ahead and start over on the right, and I'm going to just view Rick's profile. As part of the Interactive Expert application, we have embedded IBM Connections directly into the Interaction Client. One of the things we've heard from our contact center customers for 15 years is the agents have far too many applications on their desktop. This concept was really designed to limit those. So we're pulling in, again, Magic Quadrant leader in social technology IBM connections. And here's Mr. Black. Now I'm going to go ahead and take a look at Mr. Black's profile to see if he has already published a file that would help me in accomplishing this, getting these questions answered. Rick has no files in this demo environment, so I'm going to need to escalate this, and I'm going to go ahead and start an instant message chat using IBM Same Time with Rick. If it's just a transactional question, I may be able to just say, hey, want to meet for happy hour drinks today at 5. May not be the best use of this, but in this case, I'll just ping him really quick and make sure this is a good time. Hopefully Rick is available. Okay, good, he's writing back. I'm going to, I can certainly resolve this through an instant message, but this is a complicated question. I'm going to go ahead and broadcast what we've called a help request out to Rick. When I click this help request, and again, remember, I'm still on the phone with Chris customer, telling him I'm identifying the resources. I'm going to broadcast a help request out to whoever was returned in the search results. Now, on Rick's end, he was presented with a dialog box that said, Luke Johnson is requesting assistance with this particular call, and he could either accept it or reject it. Very kindly, Rick has accepted, and you can see with a click of a button, Rick was placed immediately into a conference call with myself, the customer, and the expert. Now, this is very important because I've done very little to disrupt Rick in his capacity as an expert, developing applications and bettering our solutions. In this case, we can say, Rick, the customer has a question about C# code. Rick can provide the answer. Thanks, Rick. Appreciate the help. I'm just going to disconnect Rick's leg of the call, and now I'm back on with the customer, free to work through the rest of their questions, or perhaps disconnect the interaction immediately. So it's very apparent that we now have a very seamless way to leverage the experts in our organization and repurpose their expertise in a way that our contact center can leverage. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this. Thank you, Rick. And I'll finish up with just a couple of other points. I mentioned a couple of metrics that we're driving to improve in the contact center. One of the primary elements that modern contact centers are judging how efficient their centers are is with the metric called first call or first contact resolution. The ability to not only answer the question that the customer has at hand, but strategically and using some of the data analytics behind all this technology, answer their next question. Prevent that next call in, because the more calls a contact center receives in a customer service context is a cost. So we work toward really improving first call resolution, avoiding instances where questions are left unanswered. Additionally, the fact that we can now identify subject matter experts in our organization is great. It's recognition for those individuals who have developed that subject matter expertise, but it's also a way for us to allow our contact center agents to grow in their seats, meaning we can provide non-promotional recognition for these folks and have subject matter expertise spread throughout our organization. And that's going to drive a lot of things. It's going to reduce attrition, and it's going to promote a loyal workforce in that contact center, which is something that's, no amount of pizza parties in the call center are able to achieve what this achieves. Again, I mentioned before, repurposing answers that have been answered once. We've got the ability to look at interactive intelligence as a veritable landfill of information. It is amazing at collecting all this information. The social business reality and platform allows us to turn that into a recycling plant. So no longer is the sweat equity spent by contact center agent A completely misplaced and unusable by contact center B when that same problem or same question comes up. There's also something that we're seeing our customers experience here, which is really, really cool and kind of plays into the social motif. We're calling it viral knowledge transfer. So in the same way that a cat playing piano video gets 2 million views in a day, when a contact center agent or anyone in an organization for that matter figures out a way to do their job better, they can leverage the social technology, whether it's posting a blog post about it or just updating their profile status. That knowledge transfer is spread throughout that team very, very quickly and is one of the coolest things we're seeing as kind of a secondary benefit. Going back to that training and knowledge transfer part, we're seeing significant compressions in new hire training. Again, I mentioned before, we want to make them experts in the tool and proficient in the subject matter most of the time, and we're able to do that. And so these 4 concepts boil down into our solution, building on 2 very, very strong leading platforms within their space. So as kind of the final slide before we move into any Q&A, just wanted to leave you with a very straightforward and comprehensive graphic about what this presentation's been about. Along the left, AVDS is a very experienced company in telephony, hundreds of contact center customers across many continents, and really, we're not just the sales organization for these solutions. We've obviously developed them, as we saw with our friend Rick Black earlier. We have a team of consultants, educators, and our engineers who provide that turnkey relationship with our customers. In the center, we are socially focused when it comes to IBM. We are ready for social certified on our technologies. And we really provided some synergy with these integrations and taken 2 solutions that may not have a lot of light bulbs going off that they could work together and developed it together. And AVDS is really positioned within the IBM community as the go-to business partner for contact center strategies and the solutions around call centers. Interactive, on the far right, is obviously one of the strongest solutions for contact center infrastructure, as Gartner has noted 5 years running. AVDS, within the context of interactive intelligence, is consistently recognized as a top-tier partner with our certifications and excellence. And we do go back to when that solution was first released. So, we really wanted to get the point across that this is game-changing. We're spending a lot of time in front of our customers evangelizing the benefits of Interaction Expert, and we welcome any questions or interest from those on the call today to go ahead and reach out to me directly. Like I said, we'll make sure to email you the link to the recording of this presentation. But like I said, we definitely welcome the opportunity to discuss this within the context of your organization. Thank you again. Everyone enjoy the rest of their week, and we look forward to chatting with you all in the future.